Hello and welcome to Nelson All Over Cards. My name is Nelson, and today we're going to try something a little different. We're going to pick out 3 decks that were submitted for the Deck Factory last week, where we were talking about Quick Strike. Now that video is linked down below and probably also right up here in the corner. So we're going to go and take a look at, I just chose 3, there were a lot of decks submitted, and so I'm just going to choose 3, and we're going to talk about them, walk through them, and see some new decks. So let's go. Okay, so the first deck that we're going to take a look at here is a Brute Force Spider-Woman deck. I love seeing Spider-Woman deck from Kakita Jamie, and I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize if not. But this one is going to be utilizing both aggression and protection cards in order to both get our Quick Strike and Smash the Problem. We'll talk about each one of those here in a second real quick, but also combo it with the Counter Punch. And so we can get the Spider-Woman we can boost her aspects during the player phase, but also get that benefit in the villain phase with Counter Punch. Now, because we have to keep these equal, we're running a lot of green allies to offset both the Quick Strike and the Smash the Problems. We're running 3x of each of these. So Quick Strike, we're very familiar with this card at this point. This is the card that we are going for and building around. So deal damage equal to deal damage to an enemy equal to your attack. And this works really well because Spider-Woman, who only has 1 attack, but once we start looking at Spider-Woman and playing aspect cards, that increases her attack. The really cool thing here is that her ability is an interrupt. So it's when you play the aspect card, it's not after, it's not a response. This is actually something that I've learned just recently. And so when you play Quick Strike, you actually get the benefit of playing an aggression card before the aggression target card actually takes place. So Quick Strike, deal 2, we would deal 1 damage, but Spider-Woman interrupts, we would deal 2 damage. So that's the 2 damage there. We're going to combine this with a combat training, and then if we've played any other aspect cards, which she has all of her own kit aspect cards, inconspicuous, pheromones, all of this, we can also get the benefits and get all the way up to, what would that be, a 6 attack with combat training? But this is actually something that we talked a little bit about in the Deck Factory video, Brute Force. And a couple of the decks that we're looking at today actually utilize Brute Force, where it gives you +1 attack for a 1 cost upgrade. Very, very solid there. Your basic attacks gain piercing. However, after you make a basic attack, you have to discard Brute Force. And the entire deck here is built around not using your basic attack. So we can use Smash the Problem to remove Thwart equal to our attack. And so if we're, if we're fully loaded up, perfect, everything is perfect here. We got 3 Brute Forces on the table, combat training, so that takes us up to +4. We have a base 1 and then 4 more, so 9. So we're looking at Smash the Problem and Quick Strikes dealing 9 damage. But also, because we keep that bonus until the end of the round, Counter Punch, after your hero defends against an enemy attack, deal damage to that enemy equal to your attack. So that's going to be really high now. And we also have a high defense, which we're probably going to be using our basic defense here a lot, because we are going to be having, the aspect cards increase our defense, and so we're going to be using that to increase. A couple other things that I really like about this deck: Cosmo works really well with her alter ego ability. I don't know how to see her alter ego actually. So double agent, choose her action. Look at the top card of any deck, limit once per round. Really cool stuff. Really like this deck. Also, all of these decks are going to be linked down below. This next deck that we're going to look at is from Vjackson Brian. This is Captain America Pulling Punches, and this uses a similar concept with the Brute Force, increasing your attack, but not using a basic activation, where we're going to be either thwarting or we're going to be defending with Cap here. But what I really like about this, and I saw a couple of decks that utilize the strategy, is this as 1 card, which is a card that I really don't think to use that frequently, but it's really interesting because 2 cost event, alliance, meaning that we can have other people help pay for it. We can exhaust an Avenger and a Guardian character. We deal X amount of damage, where X is the combined attack of those characters, and it gains overkill. And then Cap is just going to be running a lot of Guardians. So we got Angela, we got Blade, which is an Avenger, Bug, Guardian, and then Throg are our Guardians. We're going to pump their attacks up with the Energy Spear. We've also got Boot Camp here. And so now our allies have a huge attack, and we're never basic attacking. So we're going to also get the benefit of Brute Force giving a +1 attack and combat training giving a +1 attack. So these as 1s and our Quick Strikes, another like really cool combo to get a benefit from Quick Strike. with another card. So with the Spider Woman deck, we saw the counterpunch. Here we see an as one. And so I really thought that was fun. I really like this. And then we get to just just go crazy. And I mean, Cap probably, especially if with an aggression build, you're probably wanting to use Cap's thwart power with his fearless determination to manage threat. And so we really don't need to worry about making those basic attacks and needing to force discard those brute forces. And there, so that's Captain America pulling punches from Vjackson. I thought this one was really fun. The last deck that we're going to be looking at today is from a conversation that we had on YouTube. Now, unfortunately, we weren't able to share a deck list, but I did put one together based on this conversation that we will take a look at. But I just wanted to show everybody that was part of that conversation because credit where credit's due, right? And so, Fracture, Rambler, and then Paw, I'm just going to say Paw, talked about using Hawkeye. And I think that this is probably the coolest deck that I saw for Quick Strike. So let's hop over to CDB and take a look at the deck that I put together based off of this conversation. Okay, so this is the deck that I put together based off the conversation that we were having over on YouTube. So we want to be running kind of all the tricks that we have seen. So as ones, Quick Strikes, everything we got. Now, this is definitely a multiplayer focused deck because we don't have thwarting. It is Hawkeye, so we don't have any thwarting. So we're going to be really focused on damage output here and pairing this up with somebody who is going to cover our back for the thwarting. So I have our our Guardian allies here. So Angela, Bug, Throg are the main ones. And then we have energy spears to attach to them to get their +2. Boot Camp pumps their attack up. And then we got Enraged as well. So after the ally attacks, and so we're not going to be attacking with a lot of these allies. We're going to be using the same trick that we were seeing earlier with the as ones, exhausting them, giving overkill, and we are exhausting our Avenger characters as well, which could be either Hulk with that 3 attack or Hawkeye with his minimum 3 attack. Now Hawkeye gets that 3 attack with his bow, but also we're going to run those brute force strategies. Again, we're either going to be exhausting Hawkeye for as one, where we have to exhaust an Avenger character, and if we don't have Hulk or we need an Avenger character to exhaust, we can use Hulk or Mockingbird, I guess, to exhaust to get that damage. Or we're going to be using Hawkeye to exhaust to ready his bow. So let's take a look at his bow. Actually, no, it's on Hawkeye. So if we take a look at Hawkeye, we can exhaust Hawkeye to ready his bow, which is really important because every single one of the arrow events in his kit requires you to exhaust his bow. So we can shoot multiple arrows if we can hit multiple readies. But if we don't have the multiple arrows, or if the situation fits it, we can have brute force and combat training to pump his attack up to a 7. As one can give overkill, so we can do some minion control, or the quick strike right there. We're already over that efficiency curve. 3 effective costs. We're looking for 6 damage. We have that right here. So I thought that the decks submitted this week were so much fun. I thought we had, just really, really cool stuff. We got the Spider Woman deck, we've got the Hawkeye deck, and then we've got the Captain America deck. Really cool stuff. So I really enjoy looking at this, are at all these decks. And if this is something that you're interested in, just kind of showing off some more of these, let me know in the comments, because we're just trying it, right? And so I enjoy looking at the decks, and I thought it would be kind of fun to walk through a couple of those that were submitted for the Deck Factory. And so on the next Deck Factory, submit your decks, because I am looking through them because it is fun. And I never thought about as one. I straight up never thought about comboing that with the quick strikes. And so now here we are. That is a tool in my toolbox, thanks to all of you. And just I really like working together and building some decks. And so if this was a video that you liked, let me know in the comments and we'll do it again. Awesome. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you around. Peace.